Part A. Part A is problem question. Alright, so problem question, you have to write an essay. Alright, so you are supposed to answer 2 questions out of 3. Now, let's have a look at the problem questions. Now, how do you answer a problem question? Now, in order for you to answer a problem question, you've got to first and foremost remember the scope of agency. Okay, what is the scope of agency? Now, I mentioned earlier that it could be on formation. Now, formation of formation of agency, there are 5 situations whereby an agency can be created. Alright, express appointment, implied appointment, ratification, necessity and estoppel. Mana yang favourite? Yang antara 5-5 tu. Express appointment tu tak payahlah. Basically dia takkanlah masuk pun. Because express appointment is very clear cut. Dia takkan keluar lah problem question. Implied appointment pernah keluar. But not very frequent. Necessity is a favourite. Ratification is also a favourite. Estoppel has also come up before. Alright? Now, for classification and authorities of agent, I remember many years ago ada keluar effects of contract made by agent. Alright, but over the years tak ada sangatlah problem question, tak ada sangatlah. Okay, but it can come out for short answers. Yeah. Duties of agent, ini favourite lah as far as problem question is concerned. There are 9 duties. Kadang-kadang dia keluar satu duty, cakap profit, ataupun kadang-kadang dia keluar delegate duty of agent not to delegate. Tapi kadang-kadang ada yang satu question ada 2-3 duties. So you've got to read the questions really well and know which duties are relevant for that question. Duties of principle is also a favourite. Alright. Termination, as I was saying just now, ni ada typo nanti saya betulkan. Alright. Act of parties, operation of the law pernah juga keluar problem question. Alright. But even if it doesn't come out in the problem question, it can still come out in the part B. Okay, so as I was saying just now, for problem question on agency, alright, you've got to remember the scope of agency. When you are presented with a question, when you see the exam question, you must have this in mind. What is the scope of the chapter on agency? Is this question regarding formation? If it's regarding formation, yang mana satu? Alright? Is it regarding the classification or authorities of the agent? Yeah? Is it regarding duties of the agent? Is it regarding duties of the principal? Is it regarding termination? Very, very rarely that you have a question which cross subtopics. Tak ada. Kalau dia formation sajalah. Dia tak ada campur formation dengan duties of agent, campur dengan termination, tak ada. Alright? So, you've got to be clear on which scope of the agency is relevant. Alright? And from there, you identify the issue correctly. Okay, so what is the relevant scope of the question? Be clear on the scope of law, alright? And then you identify your issue correctly. And I'm sure your lecturers have taught you how to answer questions. You've got to identify your issue. You've got to explain the law. You've got to apply and conclude. Yeah, apply the law and conclude. Now, so when you are answering question on formation, now sekarang ni saya zoom kepada formation. Alright, when you're answering question on formation of agency, now look at the question and check. Yeah, which method of formation of agency is relevant in this question? There will be clues, even though the question doesn't mention necessity, the question doesn't mention ratification, but there are words that gives you clues that this is regarding necessity or ratification or estoppel. Okay. And are the conditions fulfilled? Because there are conditions to be fulfilled for necessity, there are conditions to be fulfilled for ratification as well as estoppel. Yeah. So check whether the conditions are fulfilled or not, because you see, they are not appointed expressly. Yeah, they are appointed. They become an agent because of an emergency, because of a necessity. Alright. So there are 4 conditions that must be fulfilled. So are they fulfilled? Contoh. Alright? And what is the effect of the action taken? When the agent did something, alright, maybe he sold off the principal's goods because of certain emergency. Now, is the agent protected from any claims by the principal? Can the principal take action against the agent? And so on. Yeah? And can claims be made for whatever losses sustained by the by the principal or by the agent himself, because sometimes in the process of acting on behalf of the principal, the agent may have suffered losses because of protecting the principal's interest in an emergency situation. Now let's have a look at this question. This is a sample question from the past years, yeah? Alright, now please make sure that you know which is the relevant statute on agency, because some students masa exam keluar ni, dia tengok ni ayat terakhir ni, advise Karim on the above situation by applying the Contracts Act 1950. Dia ingat soalan-soalan kontrak. Hello, agency is under Contracts Act juga, tak ada Agency Act. So jangan terkeliru, ada student jawab pasal kontrak soalan ni, habis, gone markah. Alright, so tengok soalan ni, ada tak dia sebut apa-apa tentang agency? Memang tak ada, tapi you can infer from the questions. Look at the question. Alright, he owns a chain of pharmacies. Alright, so one is handled by his assistant. Maybe I should highlight apa yang relevant kat sini. Okay, handled by his assistant. Okay, and then there was flood. Alright, and then the pharmacy was flooded. The medical supplies were damaged. Yeah, and then he wanted to minimize the losses. He sold off the damaged medical supplies at below market price. But he also sold off yang tak damage. Boleh ke dia jadi agent by necessity kat sini? Alright, because it was easier to clean the premises. Ingat, if a person acted out of convenience saja, because of inconvenience, dia buat benda yang senang, dia bukan, tak semestinya jadi agent by necessity. He also sold off furniture and also these things. Okay, so even though it was still functioning, so does that make him an agent by necessity? Now, did he try to contact the principal? Tak ada. Alright, now he said that he had to sell everything due to the flood, but in order for him to become an agent by necessity, there are 4 conditions that must be fulfilled. So it's your task to see whether or not the 4 conditions are fulfilled. Okay, so this is how you should answer the question. Now, the issue in this question, now maybe your lecturers like you to list down the issues, up to them. It's up to how the lecturer prefers the answer to be in. I would tell my students that one sentence would be enough, provided that they can put in all the important keywords in the sentence. For example, if this question is regarding agency by necessity, the word, the phrase agency by necessity has to be in the issue. Alright, so I tell my students that you should do the issue like this. The issue in this question is whether there is formation of agency by necessity. Alright, so the scope of this question is on formation and focusing on agency by necessity. Some lecturers may ask students to list down whether Ali can sue Abu, whether Ali can claim from Abu, terpulang lah. But to me, kalau you setakat bagi 2 tu je, whether can sue, whether can claim, semua soalan nak tahu whether can sue ke whether can claim. Tapi apa area of the law yang relevant dalam soalan tu? So kalau nak tulis whether you can sue someone, whether you can claim from someone, whether he is liable ke, boleh, tapi selagi dia tak capai point yang agency by necessity ni, dia tak boleh dapat full marks. Dia kena capai formation of agency by necessity tu, kena ada dalam dia punya issue. Baru dia boleh dapat full marks. Kalau soalan on necessity lah. Kalau soalan on ratification, tukarlah whether there is agency by formation, there is formation of agency by ratification, ataupun kalau by estoppel, tukarlah whether there is formation of agency by estoppel. Right? Now the next paragraph, you must explain the points of law. Alright, so how do you explain the points of law? Of course, you always start with definition. Definition of what? Question on agency, mestilah definition on agency. Section 135 of the Contracts Act defines an agency as a contractual relationship between principal and the agent, whereby the agent represents the principal in whatever dealings with the third party on behalf of his principal. Okay, so you define contract of agency, who is the agent, who is the principal, what is the contract of agency, and then you explain that contract of agency can be created by a number of ways, one of which is by necessity, You explain section 142, what is agency by necessity, alright, how it can be created, yeah, the 2 situations of agency by necessity, the 4 conditions to be fulfilled, and so on. Of course, you must support your explanation with cases and sections, alright. Then you apply. This is where you use your knowledge, yeah. You use the sections that you have already explained, the cases that you have already explained, relate it to the question and show whether or not this person is an agent by necessity. What has he done? Is he, was there any real and actual emergency? Remember the 4 conditions, real and actual emergency. Is there a real and actual emergency? What is the real and actual emergency? The flood, the goods were damaged, all right? And was he entrusted with the principal's goods? Yes, he was asked to look after the pharmacy. Yes, so he was entrusted. But the third one, did he try to get instructions? He did not try to get instructions at all. Right? It doesn't say in the question that the principal cannot be contacted. Right? So if any of the conditions are not fulfilled, then he cannot become an agent by necessity, and therefore you would have to conclude that since there's no contract of agency by necessity, then the agent will be liable for the losses, and the principal is entitled to claim for whatever losses incurred as a result of the agent's unauthorized actions. Alright, so that is how you go about answering the question on formation. Now, if the question is on duties of the agent or the principal, now when you're answering question on duties of agent or principal, now check the following. Is the question on duties of agent or principal? Yang mana satu? Kadang-kadang ada soalan tu fokus on agent's duty saja. Kadang-kadang principal's duty saja. Kadang-kadang ada dua-dua sekali. Okay, so be very careful. Alright, so which duty or duties are relevant in the question? So as I said just now, sometimes in one question, kalau duty of agent can be satu duty saja. Kadang-kadang can be 2 duties. Yeah? Especially kalau duty yang kecil-kecil tu mungkin dia boleh combine jadi 2. Is there a breach of duties? Nah, ada tak dia buat apa-apa yang melanggar dia punya duties tanggungjawab dia? And what is the effect of the breach of the duties? Now this is an example of partial questions. Alright, so this person, alright, see, okay, he was supposed to purchase a new furniture for his shop. Then he discovered his agent, dia dah sebut jelas-jelas the agent. Agent had received a personal commission. Ni tak siapa tak nampak ni secret profit memang tak sadilah ni. Okay, so this is quite straightforward. So this is on duty of the agent not to make a secret profit. Okay, so the focus of this question is only on secret profit. Okay, so this is how you should do your answer. Again, as I said, for my students, I prefer them to be precise, to be clear, to be concise as far as the issue is concerned. Don't just give me whether, what's his name dalam soalan ni, Kamil can sue Zofi ke, tak nak. Sue and all that, yeah, you can do at your conclusion. Tapi kalau your lecturer suka yang senarai-senarai tu, tak pulang lah, tak apalah. Tapi yang penting dia mesti ada sebut tentang secret profit dalam isu. Okay, mesti ada sebut tentang duty secret profit, not to make secret profit. Okay, then explanation of the law. As always, you must always start with definition of agency, section 135. Alright, and then you explain the relevant duties, and the sections as well as cases, because when an agent makes a secret profit under section 168, you have to explain what is secret profit. 168, you have to explain section 169, what are the remedies that the principal can exercise when the agent makes a secret profit. Now the 5 remedies tu you have to explain one by one, plus the cases to support the explanation. Okay, then in your application, use the section, use the cases to show where is the secret profit. So tadi RM20,000 tu dia adalah satu secret profit. So you have to highlight, okay, in this question, Zofi made a secret profit of RM20,000 when he had received so and so, so and so, so and so. So in line with the case of apa-apa-apa, alright, Kamil can do whatever. Right, so you apply the remedies that the principal can exercise when the agent makes a secret profit and the principal is not, he does not approve of it. Then you come to your conclusion. Can the principal sue the agent? Can the principal take action against the agent? Can the principal recover the amount of secret profit that the agent made, and so on? Okay, so that is the question on duties of the agent. Kalau duties of principal, tukarlah. Tukarlah apa duty of principal yang dia dah breach. Alright. And of course, the explanation will have to go along with the issue in the question.